Hello everybody, welcome back. It's been a while since I've done this again. If I don't do reaction videos, it's because A, like I said, not many requests, or again, I am busy. And it also depends on how long the videos will be. If I want to do better at this, then I might cut it down to 30 minutes each instead of an hour, because doing Pokemon, like, it's Pokemon and all that stuff. It's fun. I love it. But again, that's an hour, and then again, depending on how much I have to do, and then depending on what I have to do on that week, and all that stuff. So it really just depends on what I do. Because I try to do these Saturday, if not Sunday. And I miss some super spooky Saturdays, and I'm not happy about it. And then I gotta edit a video that's gonna go up on the main channel of Josh's, just do that. Or dude, not do that, but you know what I mean. Of, you know, Minecraft game, surface levels that he made on Minecraft. I'm in a bit of problem with a, video. Not in this one, it's probably up there. Yeah, right up. Yeah, it's up there, so I'm not gonna be able to get to it. I don't think it needs you. But regardless, let's get on with this.
Important news earlier today. After 8 months of non-stop negotiation, my administration, a ceasefire and hostage deal has been reached by Israel and Hamas.
Why aren't you full?
The elements of which I laid out in great detail in May this year. This plan was developed and negotiated by my
Okay, back. I have to get my headphone.
And will be largely implemented by the incoming administration. That's why I told my team to keep the incoming administration fully informed, because that's how it should be, working together as Americans. This will be my final address to you from the American people, from the Oval Office, from this desk as president. And I've been thinking a lot about who we are, and maybe more importantly, who we should be. Long ago, in New York Harbor, an iron worker installed...
I cannot hear this.
Day after day. He was joined by steel workers, stonemasons, engineers. They built not just a single structure, but a beacon of freedom.
Hardly.
The very idea of America was so big, we felt the entire world needed to see. The Statue of Liberty, a gift from France after our Civil War. Like the very idea of America, it was built not by one person, but by many people, from every background and from around the world. Like America, the Statue of Liberty is not standing still. Her foot literally steps forward atop a broken chain of human bondage. She's on the march, and she literally moves. She was built to sway back and forth to withstand the fury of stormy weather, to stand the test of time because storms are always coming. She sways a few inches, but she never falls into the current below. An engineering marvel. The Statue of Liberty is also an enduring symbol of the soul of our nation. A soul shaped by forces that bring us together and by forces that pull us apart.
I'm paying attention, but I don't know why I'm not hearing it. I cannot hear this nonsense.
A nation of pioneers and explorers, of dreamers and doers, of ancestors native to this land, of ancestors who came by force, a nation of immigrants who came to build a better life, a nation holding the torch of the most powerful idea ever.
It's not that it's nonsense, it's just, I don't know, the way the volume is on there too.
All of us deserve to be treated with dignity, justice, and fairness. That democracy must defend and be defined and be imposed, moved in every way possible. Our rights, our freedoms, our dreams. But we know the idea of America, our institution, our people, our values that uphold it, are constantly being tested. Ongoing debates about power and the exercise of power. but whether we lead by the example of our power or the power of our example. Whether we show the courage to stand up to the abuse of power or we yield to it. After 50 years at the center of all of this, I know that believing in the idea of America means respecting the institutions that govern a free society. The presidency, the Congress, the courts, a free and independent press. Institutions that are rooted, they just might not reflect the timeless words, but they echo the words of the Declaration of Independence.
They want
We
this.
hold these truths to be self-evident.
Look at
Rooted in
that.
the timeless words of the Constitution. We, the
Okay, for
our
this
system of separation of
moment.
powers, checks and balances, may not be perfect, but it's maintained our democracy for nearly 250 years, longer than any other nation in history that's ever tried such a bold experiment. In the past 4 years, our democracy has held strong, and every day I've kept my commitment to be president for all Americans. For one of the toughest periods in our nation's history, I've had a great partner in Vice President Kamala Harris. It's been the honor of my life to see the resilience of essential workers getting us through a once-in-a-century pandemic. The heroism of service members and first responders keeping us safe. The determination of advocates standing up for our rights and our freedom.
Oops.
Instead of losing their jobs to an economic crisis that we inherited, millions of Americans now have the dignity of work. Millions of entrepreneurs and companies creating new businesses and industries, hiring American workers, using American products. Together, we've launched a new era of American possibilities. One of the greatest modernizations of infrastructure in our entire history. From new roads, bridges, clean water.
Okay, all my volumes all the way max, and I even have my headphones, my
We invented the
headphones
semiconductor,
thing. Press of the
smaller than a
thing,
tip
and
of
I
a
can
little
still
finger.
barely hear this.
And now it's bringing those chip factories and those jobs back to America where they belong, creating thousands of jobs. Finally, giving Medicare the power to negotiate low prescription drug prices for millions of
So
seniors.
it's kind of hard to follow
And
along.
finally,
So forgive me if I do not follow along.
our families by passing the most significant gun safety law in 30 years and bringing violent crime to a 50-year low. Meeting our sacred obligation to over 1 million veterans so far were exposed to toxic materials, and to their families, providing medical care and education benefits and more for their families. You know, it will take time to feel the full impact of all we've done together. But the seeds are planted, and they'll grow and they'll bloom for decades to come. At home, we created nearly 17 million new jobs, more than
Got my
any other
hand
single
on?
administration in a single term. More people have health care than ever before. And overseas, we strengthened NATO. Ukraine is still free, and we pulled ahead of our competition with China. So much more. I'm so proud of how much we've accomplished together for the American people. And I wish the incoming administration success, because I want America to succeed. That's why I've upheld my duty to ensure a peaceful, orderly transition of power, to ensure we lead by the power of our example. I have no doubt that America's in a position to continue to succeed. That's why my farewell address tonight, I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern. This is a dangerous and that's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of very few ultra-wealthy people. The dangerous
We'll
consequences.
try to do an hour, but
if their
I don't know.
abuse
We'll
of power
see.
is unchecked. Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy, our basic rights, freedom.
Not that I don't want to. It's just again, I want to play some this. I want to watch some YouTube. I want to do this, that. I kind of want to record more Kingdom of Hearts than I do this. Really. If I don't seem thrilled about this, because again,
busted the trust.
kind of half,
They didn't punish
if
the
not
government.
really, don't want to do this.
They paid it by
But Josh really wants me to see my reaction, which if you wonder why it's bland, tried to warn him. First off, pretty sure I said that in the first video, ever. But, and as well as, I don't care about politics. Who cares? If it's out of your control, then what are you going to do about it? Other than protest, or go to school, run, and become president, or Congress, etc. And plus, the president of the United States doesn't even do any, can't do anything. Typically, even if they want to pass a bill, they have to run it through the Congress. So, and then whether they approve it or not. So really, Congress has more power than the president.
Significant climate and clean energy law ever in the history of the world, and the rest of the world is trying to model it now.
In the end of the day,
creating jobs and industries of the future. Now we prove that we don't have to choose between protecting the environment.
Plus, I'm a bit tired because I just got done with mowing the lawn.
The powerful forces want to wield their unchecked influence to eliminate the steps we've taken to tackle the climate crisis, to serve their own interest for power and profit. We must not be bullied to sacrificing the future of our children and our grandchildren. We must keep pushing forward, push faster. There's no time to waste. It's also clear that American leadership in technology is an unparalleled source of innovation that can transform lives. We see the same dangers, the concentration of technology, power, and wealth. You know, his farewell address, President Eisenhower spoke of the dangers of the military-industrial complex. He warned us then about, and I quote, the potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power, end of quote. 6 decades later, I'm equally concerned about the potential rise of a tech-industrial complex that could pose real dangers for our country as well. Americans are being buried under an avalanche of misinformation and disinformation, enabling the abuse of power. The free press is crumbling. Editors are disappearing. Social media is giving up on fact-checking. The truth is smothered by lies told for power and for profit. We must hold the social platforms accountable to protect our children, our families, and our very democracy from the abuse of power. Meanwhile, artificial intelligence is the most consequential technology of our time, perhaps of all time. Nothing offers more profound possibilities and risk for our economy and our security, our society, for humanity. Artificial intelligence even has the potential to help us answer my call to end cancer as we know it. But unless safeguards are in place, AI could spawn new threats to our rights, our way of life, to our privacy, how we work, and how we protect our nation. We must make sure AI is safe and trustworthy and good for all humankind. In the age of AI, it's more important than ever that the people must govern. And as the land of liberty, America, not China, must lead the world in the development of AI. You know, in the years ahead, it'll help to be, it could be up to the presidency, the Congress, the courts, the free press, and the American people to confront these powerful forces. We must reform the tax code, not by giving the biggest tax cuts to billionaires, but by making them begin to pay their fair share. We need to get dark money. That's that hidden funding behind too many campaigns contributions. We need to get it out of our politics. We need to enact an 18-year time in term, for the strongest ethics and the strongest ethics reforms for our Supreme Court. We need to ban members of Congress from trading stock while they're in the Congress. We need to amend the Constitution to make clear that no president is immune from crimes that he or she commits while in office. The president's power is not limited. It's not absolute. It shouldn't be. And in a democracy, there's another danger, that the concentration of power and wealth. It erodes a sense of unity and common purpose. It causes distrust and division. Participating in our democracy becomes exhausting and even disillusioning. And people don't feel like they have a fair shot. We have to stay engaged in the process. I know it's frustrating. A fair shot is what makes America America. Everyone's entitled to a fair shot. Not a guarantee, just a fair shot. An even playing field. Going as far as your hard work and talent can take you. We can never lose that essential truth and remain who we are. I've always believed, and I've told other world leaders, America can be defined by one word: possibilities.
This one almost over here. Yay.
Like a kid with a stutter from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I don't mean that in a mean way, by the way. I just mean it in a, like, feels like this is going on forever kind of way. Like,
it's all around us. Upstairs in the residence of the White House.
It's been like 20 minutes.
By a painting of a statue.
Well, I mean, it's been recording almost 20 minutes. But the fact that it just feels like it's been longer than it should
climbing on the outstretched arm
of what the video is.
Reminds me every day.
Plus, it feels longer because I can barely hear it.
And soul of our nation. And the power of American people. There's a story of a veteran. This is a veteran, a son of an immigrant, whose job was to climb that torch and polish the amber panes so rays of light could reach out as far as possible. He was known as the keeper of the flame. He once
I feel like just ending the video right now.
Quote, speaks the silent universal language, one of hope, that anyone who seeks and speaks freedom can understand.
Plus, I want to do this before Amber gets on around. She doesn't have to worry about walking in here and any of it, regardless if I take my headphones off or not.
A constant struggle, a short distance between peril and possibility. What I believe is the America of our dreams is always closer than we think. It's up to us to make our dreams come true. Let me close by stating my gratitude to so many people, to the members of my administration, as well as public service and first responders across the country and around the world. Thank you for stepping up to serve. To our service members and their families, it's been the highest honor of my life to lead you as Commander-in-Chief. And of course to Kamala and our incredible partner, the historic Vice President. She and Doug have become like family. And to me, family's everything. My deepest appreciation to our amazing First Lady who's with me in the Ovals today. For our entire family. You're the love of my life and the life of my love. My eternal thanks to you, the American people. After 50 years of public service, I give you my word. I still believe in the idea for which this nation stands. A nation where the strength of our institutions, the character of our people, matter and must endure. Now it's your turn to stand guard. May you all be the keeper of the flame. May you keep the faith. I love America. You love it too. God bless you all. May God protect our truth. Thank you for this great honor.
The 46th president.
Donald Trump is now in office and is now the President of the United States as a convicted felon and is now the oldest president in American history and will do whatever it takes to abuse power. And the worst part is that he didn't place his hand on the Bible when he pledged the oath to democracy.
Whoopie-doo-dah-day! Of course he didn't. What? How was that shocking? At all. Sorry if I'm supposed to be like shocked or surprised and I'm not, but I don't see the point of worrying about that. Yeah. Of course not. You don't have to be a genius to know that. No, it didn't look like that. There we go. Darn it. Didn't get what I want. So yeah. Oh, sorry.
Donald Trump is getting rid of all of the old guard of employees of the government.
What's that?
And is putting Trump loyalists in the government. And the government is going to be put in charge of the very rich people, which will have huge influence in the economy and will put tariffs on everything that will ruin the global economy.
Not really. You're saying tasks have hit. I'm not saying you're wrong. But clearly, everything that I've gotten at Kroger, or like, oh, people are not going out so much to shop. Whenever I go out to eat, Kroger, I see people wherever I am. No, I don't know where you're going. But, you know, nothing's gone up that wherever I've gone, nothing has gone up. Not even at the China house that I go to, nothing has gone up. So, I don't know about you, but I guess I'm not getting stuff that's out of the state.
And everything will go up in price.
Yeah.
On January 20th, 2025, during the first day of his second term, United States President Donald Trump issued pardons to 1,500 people convicted of offenses related to the January 6 United States Capitol attack that occurred near the end of his first president term.
Shocker, not.
Okay, guys, I'm going to talk about the truth about climate change. Oil companies. We have burnt so many fossil fuels in the past 100.
First off, there's if again, if the government really cared about climate change, solar panel, half of the Arabian desert or where the sun doesn't set. Boom. Enough power to power the whole world. And Teslas aren't any better. Because there's especially not many charging stations. But even if you get a Tesla, you're still burning fossil fuel charging it because of coal power plants until solar power panels become more common, or whatchamacallit, wind turbines, etc. And then the lithium that makes the batteries, the rare minerals and metals that makes the car. So if we all switch to Teslas, it would damage the earth more than it would be. You should only change a car or get a new car typically when you can't drive yours no more. Otherwise, keep the car you have, walk a bit more, but walking kinda also can not really help. It just, yeah, but also depends how far you need to walk. But again, it's always been a thing. Your point? I'll be right back.
Years.
What?
And apparently these oil companies
Huh?
knew that burning fossil fuels would cause climate change. There is serious corruption when it comes to these oil companies. They hid this evidence that oil and gas causes climate change. And now,
Sorry, but nothing with you. Don't worry. You're not smart enough to know gas, fossil fuel, going up, pollution, and all that stuff to where you need to wait until something comes out to where they were hiding it. No, you need to go back to school.
there's an investigation going on in multiple states about gas and oil. They knew this whole time.
So,
Insurance
Not
companies that has seen
I already knew this before.
these fires and stuff like that and hurricanes. Insurances knew that hurricanes and fires has been caused by climate change.
So,
The insurance companies knew about this.
and first off, wildfires, as yes, they've gotten a tad worse in California, but they've always been happening in California. That's not climate change. They've probably gotten a tad worse because of climate change, but they've always been happening there. That's just nature's way of self-planting, self-cleaning, and all that stuff. So, really, if you're going to build houses where there's natural wildfires that's native to that region, then really, that's your own dang fault. I thought that's been happening before there was houses there.
This whole time. And it is just baffling.
Not really.
I seriously feel like the system is corrupted. And now that Trump is in office, I don't see things getting any better. Heck, I even remember back in the 2000s when I used to watch Dexter's Laboratory that he said that climate change was a thing and scientists knew about it. But one thing that I remember,
First off, that's a cartoon. Doesn't mean it's true. Or will happen, or could happen. And just because it does, doesn't mean it predicted it. But if you want to go into that depth, then you could say Captain America, Marvel's movie, predicted the coronavirus. Because he was, again, in the past, woke up in the future, and when he wakes up and goes out, you can see a beer and a virus on the billboard. Put two together.
hearing is that scientists knew about climate change.
So?
And we did not listen to the
Are
scientists
you
that
able
had
to
this
have,
research.
Hey, honey, are you able to have, what's it called, fried pickles?
All this time of climate change. And now we find out the insurance companies has been lying to us. They knew that climate change was affecting these insurance companies. Oil knew that these fires and hurricanes were caused by gas and oil. And it has affected the world in ways that we can never imagine. Climate change is here. And we don't know what the hell is gonna happen. I mean, there is just so much
bring them to you?
corruption
Hmm?
that I'm realizing, and
Right. Oh. Bit it.
Sorry. There's another one that's not bit.
What's that?
Fred Pickle.
What is
This
that?
is mine. This one's mine.
What is it?
A wrap that I didn't eat because I got full.
When you wrapped it up.
I put it up. That's amazing.
we don't even know what we're gonna do. I mean, heck, I don't even know if Joe Biden's plan is gonna work because Trump is trying to get rid of it. I don't know. We don't know what the future holds, but I am just getting tired of corruption after corruption in this generation. I feel like this is the most corrupted generation I have ever seen. And it is just disgusting. Trump is cutting everything, and everyone is getting into financial debt because Trump made cuts across the board in the government.
First off, so second off, companies typically they make cuts anyway to fire people to save money before Trump was in office. So I don't see how it's any different. Worse, but not different.
And is causing hiring freezes across America that is forcing workers to get fired because the cuts affect businesses in full, and the financial costs of this damage will be felt across America.
Literally that. I mean, I know I don't work necessarily at the moment, but I'm felt it regardless.
Trump's immigration crackdown leads to high arrest figures. ICE makes arrests on more than 7,400 illegal migrants since Trump took office. Fear is going on all over the country.
It depends on the arrest, because if they're doing their job and arresting the illegal one, they're doing their job. And clearly, they're not. You'll get to seem today you're blown out of proportion because anywhere I go, I don't see ICE like claim that they're all over the state. I don't see people getting arrested. I don't see Chinese places, Japanese places, restaurant-wise, getting deported. Etc. More Mexican places. Mainly for the illegals. I don't think if you're legal, then you shouldn't have to worry. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't corrupt ICE agents. There's always going to be corrupt or bad people in something, whether it's Republicans, Democrats, businesses. No matter where you are, there's going to be at least that one person, if not a few more. But doesn't mean they're all bad. There's some good Republicans, there's some good Democrats, Good cup, bad cups. Good ice, bad ice. You know.
And mass panic is going on in the illegal migrants community.
Again, illegal. No, I'm not saying I'll beat them up or anything, but it's illegal. It all depends. And I say that because unless they got denied for their green card, then yeah, they have no reason to get deported if they're maybe waiting on their green card and whatnot. And that's kind of a different story. It's mail, takes time. But at the same time, Walmart ain't any better. They will hire illegal immigrants here and there, clean up the store, I'm pretty sure, and then like when it's time for closing time, they'll make sure they lock them in there to keep the restaurant, or I'm not restaurant, Walmart clean, and then when they open up, they search them to check to see if they stole anything. So, you know, that's how life is.
The stock market has completely gone down.
So,
And it's because of Trump's tariffs.
so
Even groceries are
Not-
very expensive now. He has
that is a laugh. Grocery store expensive. Milk I get nowadays in Amber get $4.99. Hasn't gone up since the tariff. Anything I get from the store, still the same price. I ain't gone up. Even when I go into New Haven one or any Kroger, still the same price. Oh, I don't know what you're buying, but like I said, clearly buying anything that's affected by tariffs. So whether it's happening or not, I mean, I may be blessed more than others, probably, but, and again, thank the Lord that I am blessed. I'm not trying to take it for granted or anything, but, like, it's just, I don't see any affection.
completely destroyed the economy. And we are going to go through a recession.
So,
Bernie Sanders, along with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, have started a movement called Fighting Oligarchy. They are talking about how the Trump administration is causing corruption and taking apart the government piece by piece. Every day there are more and more protests about what Elon Musk and Doge are doing to our country.
yeah.
Everything is at stake, and it's our job to stand up.
No, I'm not saying none of this is happening, and I'm not saying that I'm happy about it, but at the same time, I'm not one to stress over something that I cannot control. If it's out of my control, the best I can do is if it affects me, I deal with it. If I'm blessed to where it doesn't affect me but affects others, then God bless them, or may bless them in the long run. But, I don't know, it's just, again, stress causes unnecessary problem added to it, of graying early, especially depending on genetics, but it can cause gray hairs and wrinkles, I think. Not sure about wrinkles, I forget. But still, the point is anxiety and all that stuff. I don't have anxiety. I don't have typically stress. If there is any stress, then I don't know where it's coming from. But again, at no point really stressing over things you can't control. Focus on the moment and what you can control.
And fight to save democracy. Israel broke the peace treaty of Hamas in Gaza. The president of Israel broke the peace treaty to stay in power and is killing Gaza. The graphic horror of war has made Gaza.
First off, newsflash, there's always going to be war. This is how life is. As long as this world and people are on it. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
The most dangerous place to live on Earth, and the killing
No,
continues.
I think North Korea could top
and
it.
the injustice of Gaza. Okay, guys, I got a more personal video to discuss Trump's tariffs. Trump just put tariffs on everything. No matter what it is, Trump put tariffs on everything. Basically, Trump passed tariffs in the entire world. No ifs or buts. Full-on tariffs. And I am just very, very worried. I mean, with these Trump tariffs, we are gonna struggle financially. Since these tariffs are on all these products, it is gonna be impossible to afford things now. No matter what it is going to be impossible to afford. These tariffs have completely ruined the economy. And there's going to be so many people that's just not going to be able to afford things. No matter who you ask, someone is going to struggle financially. And that's the unfortunate truth about the tariffs. Since tariffs is basically like shipping stuff overseas, it makes prices go up. So no matter what it is, whether it's video games, movies, groceries, everything's going up. And I would say my biggest concern about the tariffs is that what if, since Donald Trump is going to have 4 years of his term, I am seriously concerned if the tariffs are going to last for 4 years. Knowing Trump and his tactics, I could easily see these tariffs lasting in his full term. And that's one thing I am concerned about. Heck, with Trump wanting to be a dictator and wanting to stay even longer,
You have the address of the place?
if it's going to
Which
last
one?
even longer than that. the information, we don't know how long these tariffs are going to last, all in all. But I have concerns, personal concerns, that it might last
Hey,
his
sweetie.
full term.
Right.
I mean, knowing Trump, he will not want to back down on his tariffs. And that's why I'm
Sebastian's
personally
over
concerned. I know all of you out there is struggling financially. I know I can't give much advice, but the advice I'm going to give you is just save your money. Because it's personally affecting my life, and it's personally affecting your life. These are going to be the toughest times in American history. Even worse than 2020. 2025 is worse.
What are
than
you
2020.
doing?
And
Wow. No. No.
it's going to be long.
No
and
PDA.
hard. And
Good
for
night.
us personally, we're not going to be able to buy stuff anytime soon. And the unfortunate truth is, neither are you. These tariffs are so bad. And tough times are upon us. Yes, that's a reference to the lanterns lit from the steeple of Old North Church in Boston on April 18th, 1775, a night 250 years ago. These lanterns signaled that British troops were advancing by sea, triggering Paul Revere's ride and the start of the American Revolution. The Old North Church is now holding a lantern service on April 18th, 2025 to commemorate the 250th anniversary of this historic
Is that
event,
the one by the Walmart near me?
encouraging reflection on freedom, faith, and democracy. 250th anniversary of If by Sea and Paul Revere's Ride the Old North Church is offering a traditional lantern service on Friday, April 18th, 2025 at
Are you
7
talking about South
p.m.
Anthony?
in honor of the 250th anniversary. We've been fighting for freedom for 250 years, and now we're fighting for our democracy in 2025. The tariffs that we're
Or
dealing
are you talking
with
about, like,
is
South
only
Anthony?
a fraction.
And
The tariffs that are going to hit is way worse. We're going to need to stock up on stuff that we need because store shelves will be empty, and we don't know how long the tariffs will be.
oh, boo-hoo tariffs! We have already said this in the past when we just covered, so I'm not going to say it again. But, you know.
This is the tariff warning for everybody. The government has data from every single American in the country, and they can use it any way they want. We have to be careful of everything we say and do because these are dangerous times.
Not
Stay
really.
safe and be cautious. Halo 5 Guardians is a story about Guardians police humanity and show of force and AI taking over the world. This is the dark path that the United States is headed towards, and the world itself. Humanity being police, and the world being controlled by AI. We don't know.
The game, just because it's a game, doesn't mean it's necessarily based off of something. But just because they base it off of something doesn't mean they based it off of it because of what's happening now, or based off of what predicted. Because it comes through, there's a lot of things that predict. Again, it's easy to predict things, so it's not really that hard.
What the future holds, but it's going to be a dark path if we don't stop them. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is using
Well, I would say number
misinformation
7.
across the country and is causing people to get sick because of
I know one goes down,
misinformation, removing
going
programs,
downward.
and removing critical medical and life-saving medicine to people around the country, and the consequences to removing medical services and health care is very dire and will affect people in the long term. Minus $52 million Planned Parenthood, plus $761 million college endowment tax, plus $10 billion Mars missions. Plus $488 billion in clean energy credits. Minus $285 billion food assistance.
I guess it depends on which way you're going.
Plus $150 billion immigration enforcement, plus $153 billion defense,
Anthony, depending on which way you're going.
minus $170 billion Medicare/ACA, minus $930 billion Medicaid. 12 million will lose health care. $4 trillion in tax cuts.
Okay, and?
$3.3 trillion added to debt.
So?
This is the worst bill in American history.
I'm sure there's worse.
Americans all across the United States are going to die because of this bill.
Okay, that's not true. Just because this bill is bad doesn't mean they're gonna die necessarily. That's probably an over-exaggeration. I mean, some of them, if they can't get what they need, maybe. But, I'm still here. We're still here. A lot of people are still here. I don't see a mass news report of thousands of people dying at once. But I'm not trying to sound insensitive or rude. I'm just saying everybody is different with how they react to medicine, react to viruses, react to diseases, etc. Some are stronger, some are weaker, depending on the medication as well. But at the same time, just because they get something doesn't mean they're gonna die, whether it's COVID or not. Like, you kind of blow things out of proportion a bit. I'm not trying to sound rude, but it's like, oh no, if you get the COVID, you have to be on a ventilator. Not true. I know a lot of people that had COVID and survived and was not even on a ventilator once, or a breathing machine, or whatever it's called. So, really, just because you get something doesn't mean this is gonna happen to you. First off, this is probably the last video.
Things are only going to get worse. Free speech is under attack, and we need to protect our freedom of speech. Because if we don't, we won't have freedom of...
I don't care if they take it away. I'm still not going to be afraid of freedom of speech. My butt. They can throw me in jail all they want. I don't care. Okay, they can put that.
Speech. Okay, guys. Taking risk is risky.
No dare, Sherlock Holmes!
What?
Taking risk is risky. Did you know that?
That's obvious.
Huh?
That's obvious.
What?
That's obvious.
What's that? Huh?
That's obvious.
Yeah, well, that's what he's like. Taking risks is too risky. Brick!
Because of our situation,
Doesn't matter what situation's going on with the government. Taking risks, no matter what it is always going to be risky. That's just common sense. I don't know what this is about.
it's hard to take risks when it comes to content. I have to play it safe.
Ah. Now again, when I do sarcastic remarks like that, not to be rude or anything, it just doesn't matter the situation. Risk is always going to be risky. So, I don't know where you're getting at with that.
I can't take risks. And it's made it really hard to make content.
Newsflash, if they wanted to, they could tap into your phone. Get your phone records. That's how they find people that they're looking for, criminals, etc. Or if anything like investigations, why the murders, they'll look at the phone records to see the last conversation they had with a said person, this, that, and supposedly from what people say, I mean, if they really wanted to, they could get into your devices. They could probably get into your cameras or your devices and listen through the mic of you talking, if they ever needed to. So, really, I don't know what you're getting at. One sec. What's up? So,
I have to play it safe, guys. With everything going on, it's too risky to take risks.
it's always
And that
been too
means I have
risky
to
to take
limit
risks.
my
Boy.
content too. I know it does suck. Personally, for me, it really does suck. But I hope you guys can understand why.
I don't give a crap about what situation I'm in. Risk is always risky. No matter what you do, you're gonna have haters. No matter what you do, you're gonna just have problems. You live your life how you want it. As long as you're not harming other people, I don't see a problem. You know, you do you, I do me. Care what the government thinks. I'm not gonna let the government stop me. I'm not gonna let fear stop me. I'm not gonna let stress or anxiety stop me, for that matter. So, you do you, I do me.
I can't take risks right now. I just hope that you guys understand that taking risk is too risky right now. And with the state of things, it's just not possible. This has definitely been tough for me and for you guys. It's definitely made making content even harder, but just understand, please. I know it's hard if I don't take risks, but I just hope you understand my situation.
Like I said, you do you, I do me. Live your life how you want to live it, don't matter what you do, but I'm not gonna let anything stop me. I'm not gonna let fear, anxiety rule my life.
And it's hard, difficult, and I just can't take risk in this risky environment. Tariffs are hitting Friday, August 1st, 2025. Tariffs are hitting us worldwide, and it's hitting the world economy. It's going to hurt a lot of people financially.
Sure.
And
Sure. It's not hit me, it's not hit other people I know. Again, by more people. Everyone will always be blessed than others. Yes, there's always going to be people worse than you. But at the same time, like I've said over and over, and I know you're probably sick of me repeating myself, everything I've gotten when I shop is not gone up in price. So really, in the end of the day, since it's already passed, where's the tariffs? Why haven't the Chinese gone up? Why haven't the Chinese restaurants gone up? When I go there, it's still the same price as when I before the tariffs. Or the things I get, typically whether I'm shopping for something or getting something on Amazon or anything. Same price. Plus, how would you, plus with Amazon, they have the history of the price changes, so you can see the history of the price change. And anything I've ordered has not gone up. So that's
people all over the world will be impacted.
Mm-hmm.
These are the tariffs that are going to be impacted worldwide. Pause the video to see what tariffs are impacted in your country. Tariffs are impacted in your country.
Bro, what are you saying that things are getting pricey with tariffs? We're only 19%, even if it has affected. I mean, Japan's only 50%, but we're like the second lowest number. And I haven't even seen it different. So I don't know what you're worrying your butt off about. Oh, another hour. Okay. How far did we make it? From 117 to almost 140. Okay, good. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Again, I'm not trying to be brutal or mean or anything like that. I'm not trying to say anything bad about anything. I'm trying to keep it PG. I'm trying to keep it, like, not too mean about any other party, but, and whatnot. But it's like, first off, I don't care about this. Politics, etc. Like I've told you before. No. You know, but have more than half of this stuff, if not all of it. I wouldn't even need to watch this to know. It's common sense. I don't even do anything with politics and I know what I need to know without this. Really, literally no point in me watching it. But he insisted, so his reaction, I'll give him a reaction, but again, like, I'm gonna give you an honest reaction regardless, so, again, what gets said, what gets shown, again, I'm not gonna hold back, I'm not gonna be afraid to hold back, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be trying to be mean on purpose. If something comes out mean, not intended. Never intended when it comes out mean. Or anything like that. Or rude. That's just me. I never tend to do stuff like that. So, you know. Hopefully I enjoyed. But I'll see you guys in the next video, I guess.